Now if we see in the order in which the payasam was given, the kheer was given to all the queens, it was Ramaha, the portion was first given to Kausalya, due to which Ram was born. And the order in which it was given next was Sumitra, to whom Lakshman was born. Then it was Kaikeyi, to whom Bharata was born. And finally again it was given to Sumitra, where Shatrughna was born. But this was the order in which payasam was given. First it was given to Kausalya, then Sumitra, then Kaikeyi, and again Sumitra. Whereas when the children were born, it was not in that fashion. It was Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna. The children were born in that order. But though the order was Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, in this mundane world, whenever we talk of Ramayanam, we never say Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, because it brings some kind of a twisting to our tongue. We pair them in a different fashion. We say Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. Why was this? Why did this come into tradition? Because the brothers were attached in that manner. Once it is said that all these 4 children, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna, were put in 4 different cradles. And all these 4 children cried in such a huge voice that the entire kingdom thought that some calamity has happened. Immediately Dasharatha thought that if these children keep crying in this fashion, then they will go very tired, and I have taken so much of difficulty in getting these children, and he immediately called his Kulaguru, that is Vasishtha. And he asked, "Hey Maharishi, please tell me why these children are crying so much." Vasishtha said that there is a huge mistake that you have done, Dasharatha, that you have separated all these cradles. Don't put them in this order. What was the order in which the cradles were put? Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna. Vasishtha said, change the order. Put Rama and Lakshmana's cradles together, and put Bharata and Shatrughna's cradles together. Immediately Dasharatha executed, and at the end of it, the children's crying came down by a bit, but still they were crying. Rama, Lakshmana was the order now, and Bharata, Shatrughna was the other order, but still they kept crying. Then Vasishtha said, I have committed another error in telling you this, giving you this order. Now don't put them in different cradles. Remove 2 cradles and put Lakshmana along with Ram in that cradle, and put Shatrughna along with Bharata in this cradle. And as soon as the king executed this, the crying stopped and all the children started smiling. Hence Bhanubhaktacharya, who comments on this, says that though the children were born as Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna, their bonding, the friendship, the affection, the devotion, the bhakti which grew in them was not in the order in which they were born. It was not Rama, Bharata and Lakshmana, Shatrughna. The order was different. The order was the same in which the payasam was given. So it was Rama, Lakshmana and Bharata, Shatrughna. He says, Lakshmana Rama Sita Khelada Chana, Bharata The Shatrughna Khelada Bhaya, Payas Ke Anusar Le, Hun Gayo Preeti Te Bhadte Gaya. Hence all these children. Now when I am saying that Ram and Lakshmana were a very good pair, and Shatrughna and Bharat were a very good pair, it doesn't mean that Ram did not like Bharata and Shatrughna. They all were equally liking brothers. But a little percentage of attachment was more towards Ram by Lakshman, and a little percentage of attachment was more by Shatrughna towards his brother Bharata. Now we will have to see as to how these brothers grew up. Narayana Nambudri, who was the composer of one of the most beautiful works called Narayaniyam, he says in a very beautiful verse the gist of whatever has happened till now. He says, Girvanairarthamano dashamukha nidhanam kosaleshvrishya shringe putriya mishti mishtva dadushu dasharatha payasagryam tadbhuktya tadpurandri shvapitrisishu samam jata garbha sujato ramastvam lakshmanena swayamatha bharatena api shatrughna namna. Now comes the difference in how Valmiki has taken Ramayanam and how Vedavyasa through the words, through the mouth of Shukacharya has taken Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Ramayanam of Valmiki, we come across and we come to know the beautiful life history of Ram. Whereas in Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in the 10th canto, the Dashamaskantham, we come across the beautiful life history of Krishna. The 24,000 verses of Srimad Ramayanam entirely describes Ram. But if you witness, the number of verses which describe the boyhood, the childhood of Ram will be just 2 out of the 24,000 verses. Here Valmiki says that on such a day, in such a month, Ram along with his brothers were born, and these names were given during the naming ceremony by the Kulaguru Vasishtha to all these children, and he immediately takes us to the next verse which explains as to how Ram was there in the age of 12. So there is only a verse's transformation, there is only one verse which explains this transformation from the age of 1 to the age of 12. Whereas if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see the life history of Krishna, around 3000 verses have been described as to how he lived the life between 1 and 12. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, where there is an exquisite description, there is an intricate description about the life history of Krishna, and especially the boyhood until the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. There we come across so many poets and composers who describe how Krishna was made to sleep, how Krishna destroyed the demons who came to Gokulam, how he played with the Gopastris, how he lifted the mountain called Govardhana, how he danced over the five-hooded serpent called as Kaliya, and so on. Whereas in Ramavataram there is nothing like that. Even while we talk, we are more aware of this word called Krishna Leela, because Krishna was very mischievous and he used to perform so many pranks which are worth describing, whereas Ram was a person who did not perform any pranks. He was an ideal child who used to go according to the rule book, and hence there is nothing called as Rama Leela, except there is one ground which is named in Delhi after Ram Leela. Except that we don't have anything about Ram Leela. But the composers and the poets and the devotees who came after Valmiki, they had a vision of how Ram would have been put to sleep, as to how Ram would have walked, as to what Ram would have asked. So they have composed a lot of poems and verses. Like how we have the Chalukyas, we had the Magadhas, we had the Gupta dynasty, and like how we have the Hoysalas, the Cholas, the Pandyas, we had something called as the Cheras. The kings of Kerala were called as Cheras. And like how we have seen in history, there was Henry the One, Henry the Two, Louis the One, Louis the Two. There was one title which was given to a set of Chera kings that was called as Kulashekara. And there was Kulashekara 1, Kulashekara 2, Kulashekara 3. The first Kulashekara was a Vaishnavite, the second Kulashekara was a Shaivite, the third Kulashekara was a Muslim king. So we have a list of these kings. The first king, Kulashekara 1, he was a mystic poet in the Tamil tradition. He happened to go on a pilgrimage tour and visited one important kshetram, one important place which is very close to one of the holiest towns in Tamil Nadu called as Kumbakonam. There is an exquisite temple, a very beautiful temple called as Kannapuram, which denotes that this place signifies the importance of Krishna. Once the king went to the Sannidhi, the sanctum sanctorum of the god, he had the vision of Ram inside the Krishna's idol. And he put that Ram whom he saw inside the idol in the form of a mother to sleep. He assumed himself to be Mother Kausalya, and thought how Kausalya would have put to sleep her son Ram by singing a lullaby. Lullaby is called as Lori. So how she would have put her son to sleep, he sang 10 beautiful verses. When we sing, even we will fall to sleep. That is the beauty of this verse. Followed by which Saint Tyagaraja, who of the Telugu tradition, of the language Telugu, He assumed himself to be Mother Kausalya. That bhavam, that emotion, that feeling came inside him, and how she would have put her son Ram to sleep. He composed a beautiful kriti, a beautiful composition on how Mother Kausalya would have put her son Ram to sleep. The rag which describes the process of putting a child to sleep is called Neelambari. Hence, the Tamil poet Kulashekara, followed by the Telugu poet Tyagaraja, beautifully put Ram to sleep. Manapugal Kausalayathan Manivayir Vaitavane Tenilangai Kor Mudigal Sindhu Vittai Simpunje Kanninanma Madil Pudai Shur Karnapurattil Karumaniye Ennudaya Innamude Raghavane Talelo Uyala Lugavaya Uyala Lugavaya Srirama Sayata Pathalanu Sat Sarvabhauma Sayata Pathalanu Sat Sarvabhauma Uyala Navamohana Gulaina Navamohana Gulaina Surasatulu Vivaramugavadada Nabhagyama Navaratna Mantapamuna Tyagaraja Vinuta Navaratna Mantapamuna Tyagaraja Vinuta Kriti Punina Sri Rama Uyala Lugavaya. This lullaby, which is a composition of one of the great saints in Carnatic music, does not depict that the Lord Bhagavan rises to this lullaby or sleeps to this lullaby. It just indicates that we, the souls, the Jivatmas, have to put our demoniac qualities to rest. In such a fashion, all the four brothers, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, grew up. The attachment which was amongst them could not be described by the composers, neither the poets. Here, though the order of birth, as described previously when we discussed, the order of birth was Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna. But when we try uttering their names, it is not in this order. It is Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. The attachment also grew up in this way. Moreover, people in this country of Kausalya, the people of Ayodhya, the citizens of Ayodhya, they were all so impressed and they got so devoted to Ram that even in their normal day lives, for example, had their children secured a very good position in academics or be it in arts, they would say that this is not the grace of Bhagavan. They would rather say that this is the grace of Ram. Tulsidas in his Ramacharita describes this attitude of the citizens of Ayodhya in a very beautiful manner. He says, Kausalya basi nar nari briddh arubal prana hote priya lagat sab kahu Ram kripal. The service that was extended by Lakshman towards Ram could not be described by Valmiki Bhagavan himself. Lakshman thought that his body was to serve and only serve his brother Ram. Ramasya loka Ramasya braturjeshtasya nityashaha sarvah priyakarastasya Ramasyapi sharirataha. Going one step further, Valmiki describes that Lakshman never even thought of sleeping without Ram. Only after his elder brother slept would Lakshman, his younger brother, sleep. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahif Prana Iva Paraha Nachatena Vina Nidram, without sleep. Labhate Purushottamaha. Without his brother Ram, without giving him the fanning service, he wouldn't even dare to sleep. If this was the devotion, the love, the regard and the affection extended by Lakshman towards his elder brother Ram, now comes the question whether Ram did extend such love and affection towards his brother, whether did he reciprocate or not. There is one beautiful incident where Ram realizes and tells the importance of his brother Lakshman. As we come across, we will come through those cantos, but in Yuddha Kandam, when Ram, Lakshman, Sugriv and the entire army of all the monkeys march towards Lanka, and there is a battle that is happening for more than 5 days, on one of the days, it happens that the astram, the weapon that is shot from Ravana's side, hits Lakshman and he goes and he faints. When Lakshman faints, the war, the yuddham stops momentarily, and that night Ram puts his brother Lakshman, who had swooned, who had fainted, his head to his lap and laments, saying that all of us have come here to this Lanka to fetch my dear wife Sita, but hey Lakshman, you have fainted now, and I will declare it now, even if probably in this world I may not find a woman as devoted and as beautiful as Sita, but if I go to some other lokam, if I go to some other world, probably I may find a lady like Sita, but hey Lakshman, that you have fainted now, I am declaring that I can never find a brother like Lakshman in this world, even if I go to another world. So he realized that Lakshman was very important and reciprocated the love and affection that Lakshman had extended towards him. He says, Shakya Sita Samanari Martyaloke Vichinvata Na Lakshmana Samo Bharata Na Lakshmana Samo Bharata. A brother who's as equal to Lakshman can never be found. Na Lakshmana Samo Bharata Sachiva Samparayikaha. Now comes the question. Fine, Lakshman did extend so much of service towards his brother Ram. Ram recognized the importance of his brother Lakshman in the Yuddham. Did Lakshman ever consider Ram more than his brother? Because Ram was his elder brother. It doesn't mean that every younger brother in this world has to serve his elder brother in the way that Lakshman served his brother Ram. But why did he do so? Then he must have thought that Ram is something else other than being his elder brother. This is pointed out in Ayodhya Kandam when the trio march towards the forest, that is Ram, Sita and Lakshman. They march towards the forest. On the other hand, Sumitra, who is the charioteer to King Dasharatha, leaves them on the banks of river Ganga, and they take a boat and they go to Guha's ashram. Meanwhile, Sumitra gets back to King Dasharatha to inform that he has fulfilled the responsibility of the king in leaving the trio on the banks of river Ganga. Dasharatha was crying and he was laying on his bed. While he was lying on his bed, he heard that Sumitra was coming, and once Sumitra marched into the chambers of King Dasharatha, he approached King Dasharatha and said, "Hey Dasharatha, I have left the trio on the banks of river Ganga and I have come." Dasharatha was totally upset. But he had something in his mind. He asked, "Did they give some final message to you, hey Sumitra?" Sumitra immediately answered, "Yes. Ram gave me a final message, Sita gave me a final message, and Lakshmana also gave me a final message." Dasharatha said, to this person who is totally upset with his life, "Hey Sumitra, please tell me those final messages so that they can act as a balm to this wounded heart." Immediately he gives the message of Ram. Ram's message was, "Ask father to take care of his health. Ask my father to take the medicines at the right time, in the right manner." Sita's message towards her father-in-law was to take care of his health. This did not interest Dasharatha. He was still lying on this bed and probably he started crying more. Now he was waiting for Lakshmana's final message. Sumitra now hesitated. He said, "Hey Maharaja, hey King Dasharatha, finally I have come to a position where I have to tell the message what Lakshmana asked me to deliver. But probably you may be very upset after hearing this." Dasharatha said, "No news in this world can upset me more when my dearest son Ram and my dearest daughter-in-law Sita have left to the forest. So continue, Sumitra." Immediately Sumitra said, "Lakshmana has asked me to give me one final message. I'll tell you what that message is, hey King Dasharatha." He said, "Please go tell my father that I regard him as father no more." Sumitra actually thought that after he said this sentence, Dasharatha would die. Instead, the reverse happened. Dasharatha sat on his bed with so much of enthusiasm. He stopped crying and said, he wouldn't have stopped with this message, "Hey Sumitra, could you please tell me what more did my son Lakshmana said?" Then Sumitra said, "Hey King Dasharatha," he said, "I don't regard my father Dasharatha as my father anymore. That King Dasharatha is my father no more." Then, "Oh Sumitra, go tell my father that it is my brother Raghava, it is my brother Ram who is my mother, my father, my friend and my guru from now onwards. It is not King Dasharatha anymore." After hearing this message, King Dasharatha told Sumitra, "As of today, I thought I am a proud father of one son Ram. I am now striking off that statement, hey Sumitra, and I would allow to say that I am not proud to be a father to a son like Ram. I am indeed proud to be a father to a son like Lakshman, because Lakshman said, "Aham tavan maharaje pitrutvam nopalakshaye." Go tell my father that I don't regard him as a father anymore. Pitrutvam nopalakshaye. Bharata Bharta cha bandhuscha pita cha mama Raghavaha. Mama Raghavaha, my brother Ram is everything to me from now on. So these instances just exemplify the attachment between Ram and Lakshman. All this while I have just been talking about the attachment of Ram and Lakshman. Now a question may arise in the people who have gathered here as to whether Bharata will feature in that attachment with Ram. To be very honest, Bharata will feature even more, a step more than Lakshman's attachment towards Ram in Ramayana. At the instance when Vibhishana, the brother of Ravana, comes and offers unconditional surrender, that is Sharanagati at the feet of Ram, saying that, "Hey Ram, I am not happy with whatever behavior my brother Ravana has been exhibiting towards another person's wife who happens to be the Lokamata Sita. I tried advising him, but he is not heeding to my words. So I have thought that I should come along with my friends who are interested in offering their unconditional surrender at your holy feet, and have come to this place." Though Ram wanted to give him abhayam, wanted to say, "Hey Vibhishana, don't worry," since he wanted to respect his friend's opinion, that is Sugriva's opinion, he asked Sugriva as to what his thought was, whether he should accept Vibhishana or not. Immediately Sugriva, whenever we get a chance, we generally don't get a chance to talk anywhere, nobody respects us. If somebody respects us and asks us to talk, we think this is the only situation and we start talking whatever we feel. This was the same situation with Sugriva. Nobody in his lifetime had ever asked him to talk anywhere. The only situation where somebody had asked was when Ram asked, and this was the only opportunity for him, and he started talking. He said, "Hey Ram, I feel that this brother of Ravana should not be given abhayam, should not be given refuge, because these people are people who always aim at kingdom for wealth, and they come for materialistic pleasures. So don't offer him abhayam." At that point of time, Ram says, "Hey Sugriva, if every brother in this world is like my brother Bharata, then this world will be a world no more." He even spoke this line while his dearest brother Lakshmana was in his presence. He said, "Na sarve bhratarastata bhavanti bharatopamaha, bharata upamaha." Don't compare any brother in this world to my brother Bharata. All brothers in this world are materialistic. All brothers in this world indeed move with each other only for materialistic pleasures, except for my brother Bharata. I quoted this incident to all of you here just to remind that the attachment of Rama and Lakshmana in no way disturbed the attachment between Ram and Bharata. So these brothers, be it Ram, Lakshman, Bharata and Shatrughna, they grew up in such a manner that they had no jealousy, they had no feel of hatred, they had no feel of vendetta or vengeance against each other. Hence, the affection, the attachment that these brothers had is only to instigate amongst us that brothers should never fight. Even if there is a question of property distribution or sharing arising, that in no way should disturb the attachment that brothers have. Moving ahead, we see that Ramanamam, the importance of this Ramanama Sankirtanam has inspired the poets and composers of our tradition, the Sanatana Dharmam tradition, up to such an extent that these composers, these poets, these preceptors, these acharyas have started giving us recipes. But now the recipe what this poet is going to give cannot be cooked. If you go to the kitchen, you may not be able to follow this recipe whatever he has said, but this recipe could be followed in your thoughts. And once you follow this recipe in the thoughts and you cook such a beautiful dish, I am sure that once you have tasted that dish, you will not go to eat any other dish in this world. Let's see what recipe the poet has given. He has said, if you want to make a payasam in Sanskrit means sweet milk, which has a small quantity of rice mixed and sugar mixed in it. The same dish is called as kheer. He says, now I am going to give you a recipe which can be cooked in the following manner. You need sugar. So Krishna Namam, the name of Krishna is the sugar. You need some ghee. So it is Vitthala's Namam which is going to be the ghee. And once you add some rice to it and stir it, the payasam, whatever you're going to get at the last, is nothing but Ramanamam. Ramanama payasake Krishna nama sakare Rama nama payasake Krishna nama vasakare Vithala nama tuppave ಕಲಸಿ ಬಾಯ ಚಪ ರೀಸಿರೋ ಹೃದಯವೆಂಬೋ ಮಡಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವವೆಂಬೋ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೃದಯವೆಂಬೋ ಮಡಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವವೆಂಬೋ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಿಂದ ಪಾಕ ಮಾಡಿ ಹರಿವಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಆನಂದವೆಂಬೋ ತೆಂಗು ಬಂದಿದು ಕಣಿರೋ ಆನಂದವೆಂಬೋ ತೆಂಗು ಬಂದಿದು ಕಣಿರೋ ಆನಂದ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನೆನೆಗಿರೋ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪಾಯಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನಾಮ ವಸಕರೆ. This composition in Kannada was composed by father of Carnatic music, who was none other than Purandaradasa.